Yo, today I want to talk about the most important skill I've ever learned, and that is how to spend less time being irritated and impeded by other people. There are three steps to this: meditation, understanding the illusion of free will, and Hanlon's razor. Now, meditating, we all know about meditation, but I do want to cast some light on this because I don't think people always understand just how useful meditating is and just how much you can really get out of this. Meditating and spending that time to really understand who it is that I am in such a simple form as just sitting and listening to your breath and spending that time, that is a skill I would recommend to everyone. I would recommend that practice to everyone and anyone. I don't think there's anyone that would not benefit from spending a portion of time really just trying to understand who it is and what it is that they are. It's fantastic for slowing down your knee-jerk responses. It's brilliant for changing your perception of everything. When you look at something, you're so much less likely, if you've meditated, to instantly be annoyed by something. You're so much less likely to put your worst self forward if you've meditated. If you spent that time in your head to really look inward and understand yourself, I can't say enough good about meditation. I honestly think it is the most life-changing thing I've ever done on a consistent basis, might I add. The illusion of free will. This is an idea that I heard from Sam Harris. I'm not sure if he's the one that made it, but it's a fantastic premise. And it's the idea that we have no conscious choice over the things that we do. And when you apply this in contingently with meditation, you really understand that people don't try to be annoying. The person that is the antithesis of what you would deem a kind person isn't trying to be unkind. It's not in their nature. No one wants to be like that. When you realise that the person who irritates you was at one point the child on the playground trying to fit in, as we all were, and they happen to have landed after trial and error on this personality that just so happens not to fit in with the sort of person that you are. When you realize that, and when you really spend some time thinking about that, there's a completely different perception that we get from people. You're not going to start liking everyone just by not understanding that they were at one point a child, but having that empathy to go, you're not trying to irritate me. It's not in your nature. This is just what it is. We were all put onto a planet in which we had no choice of our parents, no choice of our minds, no choice of our bodies, no choice of our circumstance, no choice of anything. We never had a choice over what it is and who it is that we are. It was not in our decision. And when you realise that, it starts to make a bit more sense why people do certain things. It's so easy to see someone do something even infuriating and just think, why would you do that? Are you just trying to be annoying? And this is where understanding this just dispels this illusion. And you realise that we're all trying to do the same thing. We're all just trying to be happy. We're all trying to work out what the fuck it means to live a good life. Some of us are successful, some of us are not. Some of us do it in a good way, some of us don't. But we're all trying to do one thing, and it's all our first time around. No one's had any experience before this time. We're all learning on the job. And when you apply that to the final point, in which I will get to, is Hanlon's razor, this circle of acceptance, let's say, is just brilliant. It's, as I say, these three things contingently together have been a game changer for me. And as someone who's naturally quite irritable, that is no longer the case. Now, Hanlon's razor, I did make a video on, is the idea that you should never attribute to malice what can be accurately explained by stupidity. So people will do things that annoy us. Someone will cut you off in traffic, or someone will put some rubbish on the floor or something, and our immediate response is that they did so with malignance and they did so to be annoying. And it's just simply not the case. People don't do that most of the time. it's very unlikely that the person that dropped the piece of rubbish on the floor that has infuriated you so did that with the intention of, I'm going to put this bit of rubbish here to annoy him. We don't do that. It's people don't think. It's likely that someone was just walking past and accidentally fell out of their pocket, or they were sat on a bench and just forgot to pick it up. They just forgot. And when you realise these things all together, you can spend such a less amount of your time irritated by other people. And in a world with 8 billion people in it, it's something you really should be able to do. Otherwise, you're going to have a problem. If you are easily irritated by people, you are going to spend a considerable amount of time irritated. It's just the way that it is. And to understand where people come from, and to understand that people don't try to be annoying, they don't try to be malicious most of the time. And then taking that and meditating on that and understanding how you fit into the equation. You don't understand, and we don't always realise that we are, in essence, exactly the same as the person who annoys us. We are also a person who is also in the same circumstances that they are. They didn't know what they didn't have any choice over them coming here, nor did we. It's the same. When you realise that we are, in essence, the same thing, and neither of us had a choice about where we came, and neither of us know what's going on, life becomes pleasantly simple, is the way that I would put it, in the sense that you don't spend so much time wondering and thinking about irritable things. You don't spend so much time being annoyed at people. And that's massive. I don't think people always realise that. I don't think it's so much about trying to do as many things to make you happy as it is trying to do as many things to make you not annoyed. If you spend a small amount of time not being annoyed by things, it's quite likely that a byproduct of that will be a sense of peace and happiness as a result. If you're not ever annoyed, it's quite likely that you're doing all right. So eradicating as much irritation as you can it's a no-brainer. It is what you need to do. So come away from this and do some of your own research, I would suggest. This is a video that I wanted to make just for the sake of making it. It has no formula as such. Look at The Illusion of Free Will by Sam Harris. Look at Hanlon's Razor. Go and try meditating and see what happens. What does it matter? Just try it.